Hi there. I want to say two things. First, on Cuban people. And the other one, that's my opinion opinion of a lot of Cuban people about liberal Democrats, socialists. Then, as Cuban people, I saw a lot of people maybe innocent, maybe less innocent, more hypocrite, evil people with complicity with the dictatorship. And they are defending Cuba. But it's important that you understand that the Cuba is not Castro dictatorship. Cuba is a few millions, almost 9 millions, because more than 3 millions of Cuban people left the country. And we left the country not because it was a paradise. It is because it's one criminal dictator in there. That maybe, as I told you, that you, because you are innocent or you have no idea what happened in Cuba, you are defending. Because for you, Cuba is one paradise with hotel, and those hotels are, the price of those hotels is sometimes 5 times less than Mexico or Dominican Republic, and the hotels are in good condition with those hotels if we make a comparison. And then you saw that, and you see when you went, people smiling, and when you ask them about United States, because it's a common question that tourists do, then the workers are going to tell you, no, I hate United States. But maybe you don't understand that the hotels are the armies. So it's army's company. And if one worker say something that they can say, it will be in trouble. Or that person is going to have a lot of trouble. First, they are going to lose their job. And maybe if his opinion is good one, they are going to be in the prison. Because in Cuba, just for this video, for example, someone in Facebook give a like, and is in Cuba, and is trying to the intelligence of Castro dictatorship have interesting. Sorry, usually I don't speak in English. That people is going to be in the prison. For example, the two young men, the El Cuartico, they are in the prison just to say the truth. The truth about our situation. It was not against Castro dictatorship, but when you say or you talk about our situation, of course, you are talking against Castro dictatorship because it's not Donald Trump. You make a manifestation, as I say at the beginning, maybe because you are innocent, I guess, my opinion, and always I say that is because you are evil, hypocrite, and you want to have privilege in Cuba. That is my opinion for you, and for me, you are not good people. But I'm talking now more about almost all the Cuban people, because Cuban people think at the end like me. When you went to the hotels and you pay nothing, and sometimes, because at the end, and I can tell you by experience, people from Quebec are not the best customer. People from Argentina give tips better than you. Then don't be proud because you gave $1. No, because Canadian people from Canada subventionné la dictature cubaine for more than 25 years. Then every time the police have carburant, gas in English, and they have control of population, is because you are thinking that you are helping a lot Cuban people. When you go there, you are helping more the Castro dictatorship. And also, when you are making a manifestation against Donald Trump, Cuban people love Donald Trump. Cuban people can love some snake like McCartney or something, that thing that Justin Trudeau, because they have the same thinking of socialists or communists, that dictatorship that took the life of more than 120,000 Cuban people. It's a big number. More than 20,000 that they took directly and more than 100,000 indirectly. But their responsibility. Last week, at the end of last week, it's hot. Still hot. More than 7. And now I have information about 7, but the Castro dictatorship took the life of 7 people in the jail. And the last week, before, 2 weeks ago, another young man that his crime was to say, freedom, we need freedom. He took the life himself. But everyone knows that it was Castro dictatorship. But 3 weeks ago, another one. And maybe you are thinking that the Cuban people, are happy with your manifestation, but it's not that. We don't think that you are doing things for us. We are thinking that you are supporting Castro's dictatorship. We are not thinking that you are our friends. You are friends of that dictatorship that you want to keep. To keep privilege when you are going to Cuba. Because there, you are going to feeling like a god. Because one people who are working just for tips, maybe you were asking, but how is possible that you are working just for tips, or you are working 10 hours and just the government is going to pay 2? Because for you it's not important. The paradise and the good people, you are hypocrite, okay? You are hypocrite. I don't want that you be happy with me, because actually I'm not happy with you, because you never spend a few days in 1 week without it. I did. You never walk more than 30 kilometers to go there to buy 2 packets of sausage, hot dogs for your son, and come back 30 kilometers again. When you do that, when you spend all the long night without sleep, because there are almost 50 degrees, I'm mixing sometimes French, inside your room, and you can sleep, then you are going to be defending Castro. And if you complain, you are going to be in the jail. Well, I'm not happy because you are defending the dictatorship who is doing that against Cuban people. They did against me. They make everything, or they made everything against us, and you are defending. Actually, I'm not angry with you, because at the end, you are nothing. We don't want your ideology when we are going to have freedom. And that is the second part that I want to talk. For example, I'm going to talk about what happens here the last week. Finally, the law, it was gave the right on man that he's not man, neither woman, he has not her, but he complained about one barbershop. I don't know how can I say that for women's barbershop. Anyway, and then it was not access for him. He complained, and the barbershop is going to pay him. That's kind of insane illness, sickness, malady mental. We don't want that in Cuba when we are going to be free. And for that reason, Cuban people love Donald Trump, because we love family. maybe you don't love family. Maybe for you, if your son put, something in his head and say that he is a dog, you are going to do that. Cuban people don't love that. And Cuban people want to have that far from us. That's evil ideology. We had enough communists. We have not enough socialists to continue with that illness after. If you think that you are a dog, and if you are thinking that you are not a man, or you are not women, that you are another thing, then for you, it's just one thing, hospital, because you are not good. And the government who accept that, we are not going to be loving that. We don't love. And I'm talking about, not just about me, because I talk a lot about Cuban people, and we don't love that. There are not, inclusion is not for example, for blind people, for people that don't hurt. Not the inclusion is just including people who put one penis in their ass. If you can do, you are free. But you can impose that to me, and you can impose that our society. And I saw in Facebook one, do you want to Canada that to when once that Cuba be free to help? Maybe if you let that evil ideology here. But we don't need. Because Cuba, it was as strong as Canada. Our money, before Castro, was stronger than the money of Canada. Our economy was 2 times stronger than Italy once, more than the economy of Spain. Before Castro, that system that you love. It's good to be loving communists from here. You can be communist in the freedom, but you can be free in communist. That is the difference. And we had enough. And the only government that is helping now Cuban people is the government of the United States and the Republican of the United States. Is Donald Trump. Is Marcos Rubio. And we love that because we want freedom. We want that we say something, don't be in the jail just for say patria y vida. And there are more than 1,000 people in there dying a lot every month and counting. And just because in 11 July 21, they soared to the street and say patria y vida, libertad. And that is the crime. The crime that for you, because you are defending Castro's dictatorship, is good. We don't want that. I remember in January 3rd that when Maduro was take off, and a lot of people, against United States, Donald Trump, because Donald Trump is evil. Communist is the evil. Socialist is the evil. 150,000 million of communist people is that more, almost the double of the people who were dead in the First and the Second World War. But socialist is good for you that is living here and can travel in there because you know more Cuba than the Cuban people. Then in January, a lot of people against asking for international law for human rights of Maduro. Maduro, criminal, more than 10,000 people lost their life for him, but you are making manifestation for him. Good, but at the same time, in Iran, and it's happening now, more than 30,000 people were dead. And now there are more than 50,000. I didn't see that in the news. No, because it's not important. The most important is that the evil Donald Trump wants to keep Cuba. And you are helping Castro's dictatorship. But as I told you at the beginning, we don't love you. I'm not going to say that and hate you because you are nothing. If you are defending Castro's dictatorship, you are nothing. I just can tell you that you are going to lose your privilege because Cuba is going to be more expensive than Mexico and the Dominican Republic. Once that we are going to be free, we are going to build a big country. And thus is the reason that you are afraid that the communists left of Cuba. And if you are a woman and you have 100 pounds and maybe you want to have a relation, okay, socialism in Cuba is going to, because one man in there that maybe don't eat 3 days ago is going to be with you. And if you are a man that you have 70 years old and you never have a relationship here, and after that you are going there, you are going to be happy. Oh my God, king. No, not evil people, not the stupid people, not the hypocrite people. You are not a king. That girl that is with you, having relation with you, maybe she didn't have food since 3 years ago, before Donald Trump, because our problem in Cuba began in January 1st of 1959. 67 years ago. Sorry. Then, I just want to tell you that we, Cuban people, if you are going to be defending us like that, because you are our friends, we don't want friends like that. Because with friends like that, we don't need to have enemies, because you are making the job. When I think in socialist, McCartney, snake, don't think that is parterre. I remember that when he make a deal with China, the people reaction. After that, like all the socialists, all that evil ideology, sure, we are going to have a war if it's going to be necessary against the United States for Greenland. Everyone forgot that McCartney was in deal with China. And I'm going to ask you, just think, which country do you want to have a friend? Like a friend, China or United States? Thinking that, Tiananmen, I guess that it was in 1995, but I'm not sure. It was in February, March, I'm not sure. And then, Chinese government took the life of more than 5,000 people. More than 5,000, with a tank, crushed them. Shoot them. And after that, 2 months after, maybe 3, team wars. The same team wars that it was, for Vice President of the United States with Kamala Harris. That, for example, Trudeau said that those 75 million American people were racist because they don't vote for Kamala Harris. But after that, 158,000 people decided it was McCartney. It was three peoples, 2 women and 1 man, and they choose 150,000 choose McCartney. My God, there is a little bit one big difference between 75 million and 155. But they didn't say. Because the sin for socialists are bad if the others do. But if they do, it's okay. We have privilege. That's privilege that we don't want. That you, who defends Castro dictatorship, this dictatorship, continue be having. Cuba must to be free and no privilege, not slave. And then the same thing was that was making deals. Was almost vice president the United States in Minnesota. We received a complaint about the more than $9 billion that it was in fraud. And the answer? Manifestation against ICE. All the things that could happen that have no relation is the thing that we in Cuba we don't want. We don't want Democrat, we don't want liberal, we don't want socialist, and we don't want that you who are making manifestation for Cuba and against Donald Trump, we don't want that. Actually, if you want to make manifestation, go there, because in Iran there are more than 60,000 people dead. Iran is friend of Cuba. And I didn't see one manifestation, for those people. Go there because it's most important that you go there because 60,000 people life that it was a lose is a lot. Don't make manifestation because the right of Nicolas Maduro, because people from Venezuela was happy. Cuban people are happy with the politics of Donald Trump. Then keep your wars far from us because we don't need you. You are not good for us. Then it's just that I want to, maybe it was learn, maybe I change the things because my English, as I told you, I usually don't use. But the most important is the message. You are making manifestation. It's not for Cuba. It's for your privilege. It's because you are evil. It's because you are innocent. Maybe someone's. And it's because you want to keep privilege in Cuba with that dictatorship. Then, for us, you are also evil as Castro dictatorship. That's it. And it's important that you know, you can say everything. You can see me. We are seeing that people that make a manifestation against Cuban people, because it's against Cuban people. If you are manifestation, against Donald Trump, it's important that you know that it's against Cuban people because Cuban people is suffering while you eat every day. Cuban people don't do that every day. And then your opinion, if you are defending socialists, for me, for Cuban people, is not the best. Your opinion is, If one time one people who defend socialists say something good for me, I'm going to say like Napoleon Bonaparte. There are something that I'm not doing good. Okay? Then ask when I say in Spanish, patria y vida y abajo el castrismo.